SoundOff, Louisiana's premier television sports talk show, is on deck from the Caesars Sportsbook at Horseshoe Lake Charles. The three wise guys are mic'd up and ready. SoundOff begins now.
Welcome in. Glad to have you aboard. Another SoundOff coming to you from Caesars Sportsbook, Horseshoe Lake Charles. Big news surrounding McNeese basketball. It's going to fill up a whole lot of the show, but that's not the only thing we want to talk about. Full rotation of the three wise guys. Kevin Guidry back in with us. Scooter Hobbs, Rick Serro here.
Always.
Boy, here's what we got on tap. The Sweet 16 is set. We all know that. That slipper that McNeese was hoping to slip on, it didn't fit. Out in the second round. We're gonna touch on that. Of course, it's official now. Will Wade's going to North Carolina State. He's going to be head of the Wolfpack. We can now talk about it.
We can
officially sign that 6-year deal.
Yes.
That's coming up. Now the question that we'll get into. Are you guys ready for my serious questions?
Always.
The aftermath.
Always.
Who's going with him?
Yeah.
Outside of that team manager, Amir Khan.
Yeah.
We'll get on Amir Khan.
Famous manager in NCAA.
He's sitting next to Spike Lee at the game. Come on, dude.
Unbelievable story.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that just a second.
Wow.
I don't want to get too far off track.
Please don't.
Why is the manager sitting in the stands? Does he have stuff to do on the bench?
You know that whole NCAA
he's
regional
right
thing. They
behind
got
the
so
bench.
many of the VPs. You only got so much room.
Yeah.
But yeah, he hands
But
towels over the thing.
He is the manager.
He is the manager. He should be on the front row. You're right about that.
All right. Spike Lee talking
We'll
about
talk
a movie,
about.
maybe, I guess.
No, why is he not on the bench?
We'll talk about possible
Well,
players
you don't
and
like
coaches.
to get off track.
Well, I got things I got to do here and get accomplished here. Who may follow Wade to Raleigh, North Carolina? All right. Who's going to replace him? It could be named sooner than later.
Sooner than later. You're right
The
about
head coach of the Cowboys. That's coming up. We're going to tease you about that.
Yeah.
What about the manager?
Heath Schroyer coaches the Southland Conference best women's basketball coach to come coach the Cowgirls. I wouldn't have thought it.
I wouldn't have either.
We got that story up next. And then a whole lot more. We got college baseball over the weekend. Kim Mulkey is off and running with her Tiger. All right, let's get going with the Cowboys and the Boilermakers of Purdue. Let's look back on this in a macro view. Bottom line, gentlemen, Purdue wasn't Clemson.
No.
Clemson started badly. Purdue didn't.
Yeah.
They built the lead.
Just like McNeese started against Clemson. They started
Okay,
fast.
I want to make a point. After McNeese's upset of Clemson, I heard a lot the next day, different outlets. McNeese played the perfect game, and Clemson didn't. McNeese hardly played a perfect game.
Nobody played
They
a
couldn't
perfect
make a
game.
free throw.
Oh, terrible.
Didn't shoot particularly well.
Yeah.
Did play good defense.
The inside
But
game. The inside game. Yeah.
I'm going to guess Purdue came about as close to a perfect game as they could play. They made all the shots that Clemson missed.
Yeah, they win by 14, which is respectable for McNeese.
Yeah,
They lost by 14.
Most second half, it was 20
But
point
a game is a game.
When you
A game is a game.
When you look at a game
But
like
they
that,
did. They played pretty close to as good as they could play,
Yeah.
I guess.
But looking at a game like that, Rick, Purdue came in, as a pretty heavily favored.
Yeah,
but look, McNeese, I think when they came out against Clemson, Clemson didn't expect them to play that 2-3 like we had talked about.
Right.
And Purdue was ready for it.
Ready for it.
Come on, let's be honest, guys. They were ready for it.
Yeah.
The ball movement was so quick, McNeese couldn't even get set.
They hit the outside shot. They had the inside game complemented by the outside game.
Yeah.
McNeese couldn't move the ball very well. And look, Will Wade, what did he say? We didn't have the pop.
Yeah.
Meaning the Clemson game took a lot out of them.
No, you
That's
could
a
tell.
quote from the
Rick,
coach. That's a coach from
That's generally how it ends for Cinderella.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta re-energize yourself.
You put it all out there in that first game. You put it all
And
out
they
there.
did.
Rick.
All right,
You did.
so look, and I'm not, what do you hit people say? I'm not throwing shade on DJ Richards and Joe Charles.
No.
But gentlemen,
we needed
they're
them.
double-figure scores all year long.
We needed them.
I want to say between both of them, they may have had one made field goal.
Yeah.
And when you lose 2 double figures in offensive production,
that's going to hurt you, Rick.
You're going to lose a game, man. I don't care what you got coming off on the bench. And Sincere Parker did well. Brandon Murray did well. Tijon Brown is a star in the making.
Well, I'm looking up the definition of shade.
You need to do that. Because I'm not sure what it means either. I like being in the shade.
I'm not criticizing, but
I think you just threw some.
I didn't. I'm just saying they were cold.
They were.
Both of them are 3-point shooters. DJ Richards couldn't hit the side of that big TV monitor.
Normally he lights you up.
Oh, my God. All right.
And he just couldn't, Rick.
So look, McNeese, the historic win. And it is the greatest basketball victory in the history of that program.
There's no doubt
about it.
it.
NCAA tournament.
No doubt.
Now it's hard, right? It's hard to get to the. We're talking Sweet 16.
Rick, imagine if they
could
have gotten to the Sweet 16.
It's hard.
It doesn't take anything away.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I mean,
My hat's up to the Cowboys.
Everybody in Lake Charles, anyway, was looking forward to that first game. It may have shocked the country, but I think most McNeese fans, could imagine it, thought it might happen.
Things fall their way, and it did.
I don't think any of them really thought it goes any farther.
Well, I know we did. I know we did. We knew it would take a Herculean effort for the Cowboys to repeat it. All right, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into Will Wade now that it's official in the next segment. Going to North Carolina State. Who's he taking? Who's staying? That whole thing. But the program is still with or without Wade, and now it's without Wade.
It is.
The program has a foundation, and we'll talk about it in the next segment. The program has a foundation.
He doesn't take half the team with him.
We'll talk, I got some names I want to throw out. I got some names I want to throw out that we'll see. We'll see about that. All right, let's stop it here. All right, when we come back, it's Will Wade now with the Wolfpack, now wearing red.
It's official now.
How involved has Will Wade been since that announcement in the succession plan with the blue and gold?
Involved.
You think so?
I think
so too. We'll take a short pause. We're coming back to round 2 from Caesars Sportsbook. That would be Horseshoe Lake Charles when we come back.
There's nothing better than a game and great tasting Miller Lite. It's less filling than Miller Lite. Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
What's bugging you?
Is it roaches? They're the first pest you think of for indoor bugs and a health threat. At J&J, we offer weapons to eliminate and prevent infestation of your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Contact us today for a free inspection.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
All right, if you were one of the many winners in the $1 million Leprechaun Loot drawing that's been going on, Leprechaun Loot drawing here at Horseshoe Lake Charles, it's been going on all through the month of... Are we keeping you awake, sir?
I don't know what he's doing. You mentioned leprechauns.
I think
Rick,
it's pretty exciting. It's a $1 million drawing, and he's yawning.
Drawing, Rick.
I don't get it, man. Anyway.
I think it's huge, man. Okay.
Woo!
Really, man.
Plan on being here this Saturday at 10:30, Saturday night, because if you're one of the winners, you're going to be looking into the pot of gold to draw that lucky coin, and that lucky coin may give you a chance to go for the insured $1 million. Now, if you don't get the lucky coin, if you're one of the winners, and by the way, if you're here at Horseshoe Lake Charles, up until that time, you can become a winner, right? Because it's still in the month of March. What?
Is that going to be an automatic winner, whoever pulls that out of that pot?
That's an automatic winner, of course, because then you have a chance to win either $5,000 or $10,000 in free casino play, depending on what coin you pick, right? So be here and be a winner. Have your valid ID, have your Caesars reward card. You know the drill. It's the Leprechaun Loot drawing. It culminates this Saturday right here. You can get lucky at Horseshoe. That's great. Are you awake now? Can I get you excited?
That wasn't a fake yawn. It just, you know how they come out of nowhere?
Well, here, grab the McNeese hat and put it over your face. How is that? All right, coming up, big news on Cowgirl basketball, the hiring of Southeastern head coach Ayla Gazzardo.
That's
She's
a good hire.
2-time Southland Conference Coach of the Year, leaving Hammond, America, where she's from, and coming to the Cowgirls. That's coming up. That's another one of our big stories that's broke all week. It's, we're jam-packed.
That was surprising getting her.
Okay.
That was a big surprise.
After the Purdue game, Will Wade signed the deal. It's a 6-year deal with North Carolina State. It's now official. He's going to Raleigh. Gentlemen,
did they state the amount? I wanted to.
Well,
I couldn't find
no,
that.
nothing has leaked.
But I couldn't find it.
Kevin
It's a
Keats.
state school. We'll find out.
Yeah, it'll leak out. Kevin Keats was making $3.6 million. That was the reported and published salary base for Coach Keats. I would think Will. I think Will. Well, that's stretching it.
I'm
there.
saying 5.
I think it's either match or 3.8, something like that.
I'm saying 5,
base salary.
man. 5.
6-year deal. We'll see where that. All right, let's get on the 2 years of Will Wade.
Yeah.
Let's state the obvious. It's the greatest 2-year run of McNeese basketball.
Back-to-back Southern Conference.
Question.
No.
I mean, that's never been done, Rick.
Greatest coach in McNeese history?
Oh, yeah.
Even after 2 years?
I mean, hey, they
Tough
got
to
some good
say.
ones.
Well, I guess.
I mean,
You got to.
where would you put Duhorn? Where would you put
Well,
Duhorn?
it was only there 2 years, and
up
he
there.
has half the NCAA trips.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I know
mean,
it's 2 years.
yeah,
I got it. But
I mean, looking at what he's done, back-to-back
know.
Southern Conference championship, I mean, it hadn't been done, Rick. I mean,
Yeah,
so,
but I
isn't that the
really
obvious?
think you heard a lot after it was over. McNeese had its 15 minutes of fame, right?
Yeah.
And nationally, that's fair.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah.
But even more impressive to me, locally in Lake Charles, they didn't have much fame for the last 10 years.
No.
No.
He made basketball relevant, made McNeese basketball
very much so.
relevant in Lake Charles.
Yeah, and cool again.
Yes,
and
cool.
good again.
And
yeah.
McNeese has got to make sure that carries over.
Yeah.
It goes.
Thank him and
Yeah.
make sure it
Yeah.
carries
It
over.
goes past basketball. I know basketball was the focus, but when you look at football, which is the cash cow,
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of helped the situation out somewhat, too. I would think basketball coming along and giving people something to go out and say, hey, look, we can support this. Because football, it was not. I'm sorry.
No, it has.
It was not.
Well, it all comes down and I want to get back on Will Wade, but it does come down to money. It comes down to
They
NIL
realize that
money.
now, Scooter.
It's coming down
I mean,
to how
Rick,
how much money you can invest in your roster.
Rick.
It's professional sports now
Look.
to a certain degree.
Look.
And McNeese is getting there with NIL, but where's all the NIL money going to?
Look.
Men's basketball, not
Rick,
football yet.
Let me say this, Rick. Will Wade could have done the best thing outside of coming to McNeese and showing the school, the program, the community that basketball can win. He opened their eyes up to say, guys, it's a different world.
Very good point.
It's a different
Here's
world.
what
out there
surprised
right
me,
now.
Mr. Hobbs.
It's
Here's
a
what
different
surprised me
world.
about Will Wade, because I never talked to him and didn't know him, followed him at LSU, of course. What surprised me was he came into this community, admittedly by himself, humbled and grounded, and a changed man and a changed coach. But he embraced the community. He was out
And they
there
did him
talking
too.
to fans, making friends,
They
kissing
did him
babies,
also.
man.
Yeah, they did him
He sold
just the
McNeese
same.
basketball.
He did,
He
Rick.
got off his rear end and sold it.
He did.
Even though he knew what he could do. That impressed me, and that's it. He engaged in the community, and they bought in full
Rick.
bore.
Rick.
And now look where they're going, and
I'm
look where
telling
they
you,
have come.
I don't think McNeese without Will Wade would have understood what a collective is.
I agree.
I don't think they would have understood
And
what
it's the
it meant.
power of
Well,
his name and his
don't
resume,
think-
right?
They would have understood what that meant.
In a struggling place, a coach has got to do that.
You're right, and a lot of them don't.
And I'm giving
Yeah.
you, I know.
A lot of
I
them
know.
don't.
You're
Look
right
at
about that,
McNeese
though.
football
You're right.
Okay.
before Viator.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. All right. He promised 2 years. He
did.
gave him 2 years.
And he was open about that. And
Very
let's be
open.
honest with him about that. He came
Very
on the
open.
show. It wasn't anything that he was being behind the scenes with.
No.
He said, we're going to win in 2 years. And
No.
he did.
Look,
He did.
Ran for 2 years. Didn't
Yeah.
take him 2
yeah.
years.
and that's the right stay. For
Yeah,
a man of his caliber of coaching, 2 years, baby. That's it. All right. All right.
I agree.
Now, I have somewhat mastered the art
Oh,
of
really?
reading between the lines. It didn't take much with this. After
Okay.
the Purdue loss,
Yeah.
he responded to a question, I think, from Pat Forty from Sports Illustrated. We're not, and this is a quote, we're not dumb. We got great leadership here. We're going to continue this process. And this winning is going to continue.
Well-
read into that, he has been involved in who the next coach is going to be. And even Wade Roos told the Associated Press, we're well down the path of finding a replacement for Will Wade. What does that tell you? They knew he was leaving in 2 years.
Yeah, Rick, come on. You don't think
they've already started
to
to call
Rick?
and vet people?
Come on now, Rick.
I think if he's
Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong?
I think him actively involved in who his replacement is, if that happens, it's only a coincidence because he and Heath Schroyer.
Well, yeah, because they got a good relationship. Of course, they've got a good relationship.
I don't think he's calling the shots.
No.
Okay.
No, I said he's involved in the process.
I think he is.
And it's
too.
like,
I
look
think
at
he is
you
too.
might want to look at this guy.
Exactly.
This guy's a good candidate.
Rick, and that's what you do.
I mean, lean on this guy.
And that's exactly what you
He's
do.
got bigger things on his mind.
Of course
now.
he does.
That's, I mean, he's taking over a team that lost to LSU this year.
I know.
There's not many of them.
They slipped. The Wolfpack.
Yeah.
The Wolfpack.
Maybe that's why
they
he's the
didn't
new
beat
coach
slip.
there now.
Well, Heath Schroyer at the announcement of Ayla Gazzardo today made a comment because we kind of dragged him in. Well, I did personally. I dragged him in to this search for the Will Wade replacement.
Yeah.
And he said, let me tell you something about Will Wade. When he got the job, he got back on that charter flight and flew back to Lake Charles with his team, met with every one of those players for a half hour. A lot of coaches around the country said,
I'm done.
I'm gone. I'm
done.
my family. We got to get to Raleigh. We got to do those things that Will Wade didn't. My point is, I think he sincerely is endeared to this program because of what they gave him,
a lot to him
in his
being here.
redemption and his
It did.
revival. I
totally
really
agree.
do.
Because
he
that gave
loved
him-
this place.
Rick, that gave him his start back into the path of where he wanted to be. Hopefully one day was McNeese. They said, we will take you, buddy. Come on, L.A. Charles. So
Schroyer calls it a coveted job. You agree?
For a mid-major?
Mid-major.
Yeah.
With that facility, with the NIL dollars.
Facilities.
Oh, yeah.
It is a big part of it. And the fact that they had, let's face it, if you're at a mid-major, your goal is to get to the tournament.
Yeah.
To do that,
right.
you got to win the conference tournament.
How do you do
well,
that?
McNeese, in my opinion, didn't need the home court this year.
No, not this
I
year.
agree
But
with
they've
you.
got it for the next, 5 years, 4 years?
That is critical. That is
So
critical.
that alone makes
That
it,
alone, along with other
That
stuff.
set them up for it. I
Let's
agree.
leave it there. We're going to come back and talk
Yes.
about Ayla Gazzardo and so
Yes.
much more when the show continues from Caesar Sportsbook.
What's bugging you?
Is it ants? They're crazy, tiny, irritating pests outside trying to get in. At J&J, we offer weapons to locate, eliminate, and prevent their entering your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Contact us today for a free inspection.
There's nothing better than a game and great tasting Miller Lite. It's less filling than Miller Lite. Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
Horseshoe Lake Charles, elite gaming on the casino floor. Horseshoe Lake Charles, top level dining
Yes,
with
it
Gordon
is.
Ramsay Steakhouse, of course, and Bruise Brothers right next door to Caesar Sportsbook. And of course, live entertainment, great entertainment at the 1931 Lounge on the second floor in Bruise Brothers.
Yes.
Coming up Saturday, it's Rusty James on stage from 9 until midnight. Great times here at Horseshoe Lake Charles. Okay. Possibly McNeese can announce the replacement for Will Wade by time we reconvene on Thursday. There is great indication that will be sooner than later.
Then later. I agree.
It is floating around social media, and we'll call it reports that Baylor assistant Bill Armstrong is the leading candidate. On Monday, when Heath Schroyer announced that Ayla Gazzardo, and we'll get into that story in a minute, said that he's conducting a national search. He has to say that. He's talking to 4 or 5 coaches.
Do you put an AD?
Got to have the national search,
If
baby.
you have
You have to.
It's a
Stu.
cue
If
card.
you need a new coach, you pull a string.
Pull a national search.
Well, form a national search,
Yeah.
and then they go down the street and
Something
find
like that.
one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Bill Armstrong was an assistant coach. If he is indeed the guy from Baylor, one of their top assistants.
But you got to give the backstory too, Rick. Now.
Well, he was with Will Wade at LSU.
Yes, he was.
And he was one of, if not the first guy, fired by LSU or right after Will Wade during that NCAA FBI investigation.
Yes.
So he lost his job as well. Also, by the way, how ironic, Sean Miller from Xavier going to Texas. Let's talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
He was also implicated And now Will Wade and Sean Miller now are back in college at Power 4 teams.
They are.
Sean Miller was implicated at Arizona. Okay. So if indeed that happens by midweek, okay, this is a quick turnaround. And I think it's the right move. Why? Because guess what opened up on Monday? The transfer portal.
Yes, it did.
It rules college basketball, guys.
Look,
it rules the game.
If you're a good coach and if you're at a school that's been troubled by losing for so many years, if you've got that power to go and get players, Rick, that believe in you to come and play for you, you got to win it.
And you got to do it quick.
You got to win it, dude.
Why?
Dude, you got to win her.
Why does it happen to open, when did you say?
Monday.
This month?
I get it.
Yes, Monday.
The opening and closing of that portal, that's got to be looked at too. Because remember, it
I
opens.
guess by then there will only be 4 teams not playing, but still.
Yeah, it will be, Scooter.
And,
it will be.
I don't know.
If you make the final
that's
four,
that's a
you're
valid
probably not
point.
losing a
That's a
bunch
valid
of
point.
No,
So,
you're right.
look,
You don't, Scooter. If you make the Final Four, I don't think you need players.
Look, McNeese, what Will Wade has done over 2 years.
If you're making the Final Four.
Yeah. They should go after a Power 4 coach.
Yeah, they
should go after somebody with Power 4 experience. And this Coach Armstrong, I don't know a whole lot about him.
I don't
but he's
either.
been at Ole Miss. He's now at LSU. He's at Baylor. Yeah. He's been to like 10 or 12 NCAA tournaments.
He was with Will Wade at LSU, and they were winning.
There you go.
Okay.
So if indeed that's the guy.
That's enough for me. They were winning.
Okay. Who does Will Wade take to North Carolina State?
Everybody.
Besides the manager?
Besides Aura Khan.
Everybody.
No, it's not everybody.
No, he's not
I think
taking everybody.
I think he takes Chambers and Hamilton, his
Yeah,
assistants.
I think he does too. Yeah.
I mean, they've been with him.
Yeah.
They know the system.
know the
Hamilton's
process. They know the
Clemson.
process,
He's a
Rick.
Clemson alum. He knows the ACC.
Rick, they know the process.
I think Chambers and both
I'll
of
just
them.
say that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think both of them
now
are going with him.
tell me if I'm right or wrong. Here's the 3 guys that I think Will
my
Wade
3 too.
will have conversations with about going. Number 1, Javon Garcia.
Murray's going.
I don't think Murray has any eligibility left. No.
Yeah.
Who came
He's
with
28
him from
years
LSU?
old, man.
Who was that came with him from LSU that came here?
Who was that? Would be Brandon Murray. No.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
who I
it's
thought it was.
Javon
That's why I said
Garcia,
that.
who's
That's why I said him.
who's going to get one more year out of the
one more year.
NCAA. I think it's Sincere Parker off the bench. Sincere Parker, the reserve. Right or wrong?
Okay.
I can see that.
Let's say he takes 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
3.
Even 2.
Yep.
Does that change his legacy?
No. And the injured Allen Breed. He's that good.
Who only played 2 games.
From Providence. I think those are the guys that
I'm
could
with you
very
on
well
that, Rick.
possibly
I'm with you on
go
that.
to North Carolina State.
Those were the 2 I had. Plus, I had Murray going, but you said he's out.
No, he doesn't have any eligibility.
So those were the 2 I had too.
So no, I don't think it hurts his. No, I don't think it hurts. I mean,
Okay, I'm just throwing it out
No,
there.
it's movement. It's player movement. And that's what it is. All right,
One
so
breath you say, we've got it set up where McNeese can roll on, and the next breath,
I'm gonna take maybe one of.
you're
And I might be
taking the
wrong.
2 best players.
I hope I am wrong.
Yeah.
I hope I am wrong.
I think players.
He loves Javon Garcia.
Yeah,
and I think he really loves
does.
Sincere
He
Parker.
does. He does.
And Allen Breed, he's a talent. All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the Cowgirls. This is a big coup hire. This is a mini splash hire for Heath Short to get Ayla Gazzardo from Southeastern Louisiana.
It is.
I mean, 2-time champion in the league, 2-time coach of the year,
But Rick,
6 straight years winning record.
And she faces the same challenge Will Wade faced 2 years ago.
And
Yeah.
Yes, get to the tournament.
Yep.
But first,
She says she can do it in 1 year.
yeah. Well, first you got to make women's basketball relevant in Lake Charles.
She says she'll do it. Yep.
Okay.
She's going to follow the Will Wade approach.
Rick,
Yeah. She's going to get out there and hustle.
Looking at her resume, I mean, are we really doubting her
No.
at this point?
No,
mean,
I don't.
Look at her.
It's right there on black and white.
I mean, I'm not saying she can't do it. I mean, look at her resume.
Well, look, the
Apparently
key
she
is,
knows
look,
the formula to get it done.
She Southeastern, along with Lamar, maybe and one other, it's been tops in women's basketball in the league. And I get it. It's not a powerful league in women's basketball.
Yeah.
But
But
they've
still,
been near
though,
the
they've been
top.
winning.
You know
They've been
what
winning.
she's filling up her wagon though. She's bringing Southeastern Louisiana players.
Oh,
And she's bringing her staff.
Rick, that's who helped her win.
Exactly. They're coming.
I don't know. In this,
They're coming.
That's who helped her
portal
win.
age, I guess
And let
all's
me-
fair. and
They go in the
love.
portal and
Yeah.
they come to McNeese.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Rick, that's who
She's
helped
impressive,
her win, man.
and She will be on Sound Off next week.
Oh, we can't wait
We
to
will
have
have Coach Gazzardo.
We can't wait to have her.
Gazzardo on
Look,
the show.
you got it
And
right.
I got it right.
Look,
You're going to be impressed with her.
Can you let's just look down the road. for
Make
just
it
a
quick.
minute.
You got 3 seconds.
You've got football, men's basketball, women's basketball, men's
Yep.
softball.
Women's softball and baseball.
and men's baseball.
Trucking.
Rick,
Trucking.
if they can,
You're done.
He's done.
Okay.
Round 4 of the show coming up. Stay right there.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
What's bugging you?
Is it termites? The season is now and they are swarming. At J&J Exterminating, we offer some very effective weapons against infestation of your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Don't wait. Contact us now for a free inspection.
J&J has protected Louisiana homes and businesses for over 60 years.
Call him today, make the pests go away. J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
All right, welcome back to the show. Don't forget, Ayla Gazzardo is going to be on Sound Off next week.
Yes, can't
Cowgirls'
wait
new
for
head
that.
basketball coach. Quickly, McNeese baseball. Boy, McNeese put a double whammy on Southeastern. They take the women's basketball coach, and then they
beat
take
'em
2
down.
from the Lions,
They beat
and
'em
they
down.
win a road series against the top team in the
Beat 'em
conference
down,
for
Rick, is
Southeastern.
what they did.
LSU baseball. I don't think it's a shock they
No.
drop a series 2-1 in Dallas, or in Austin rather.
But right now, their pitching is not looking as dominant as we thought it was going to be. And it really all came down to throwing strikes
Bullpen.
and command.
Gavin
Well, the
Guidry.
bullpen lost them one game.
Well,
Bullpen was fine the other 2 games.
okay. Well,
In fact, I
you win
would
the series.
question him. He used, with a 8-2 lead, he used one of his best relievers Friday.
Yeah.
And it might have come in handy Saturday.
Yeah. Are you second guessing Jay Johnson?
Yes.
Of course, we can do
Yeah,
that.
always.
That's what we
You know
do
he
here.
always does.
We
That's
second
what
guess
Scooter does.
everybody.
That's what Scooter does. You know he always
Everybody. All right.
does. Jay Johnson doesn't know what he's doing.
For a while there, the Big Ten was rocking through the NCAA. They were like 9-0. Now all of a sudden, 7 SEC teams are in the Sweet 16.
That's not bad, buddy. Let me tell you
7.
something. Out of 14, you had 14 that went. You still
Holy
got 7 in.
smokes.
They said, well, half of them lost. I said, well, nobody said they had the 14
Best
No,
teams,
but 7?
but they had 14 of the best 66,
All
certainly.
right, you guys said Arkansas St. John's was the game, Florida and UConn.
Yeah, they were both.
Oh, my
both.
God. Florida is a
and UConn was a
beast.
good game, but you had 2 heavyweights, Rick.
And they needed
Rick,
helmets.
St. John and Arkansas, dude, that was 2 Hall of Fame coaches.
Thursday's
going at it.
show, I think we want to dig
Going at
into
it,
why
man.
is the SEC so good, and I'm going to point to one.
Oh, you know
one
the
or
reason
two
why,
real
Rick.
reasons.
Come on now.
But I want to get in. I
Come
want to
on.
get into that a little bit. 7 SEC teams in the Sweet 16. My bracket got busted by Memphis.
Mine's not too bad.
Memphis
Mine's not
always
too bad.
screws me.
Mine's not too bad.
I don't know
man.
how I got 12 picks in the Sweet 16.
I went all
12
SEC.
teams
I-
are still
I-
alive in the Sweet 16.
I went all SEC. I've got more than that. I've
What,
got
you got
way
every
more than
SEC
that.
team
I
in
didn't
the
do a
I went
bracket,
with
so-
every SEC team. I did.
Unbelievable.
I went with every SEC team.
Unbelievable,
I did,
gentlemen.
man.
All right. Thursday, we got a lot to talk about.
do.
McNeese Cowboy
We do.
basketball and so much more. All right, this
Can't
has
wait.
been Sound Off coming to you from Caesar Sportsbook,
Yes.
Horseshoe Lake Charles. We'll see you next time, everybody.